February 9th, Aikens-Macon is this Friday. You heard Emily talk about that, and you're taking a look at a video from last year's two-day arts and crafts event. Last year, roughly 230 vendors set up shop, with nearly a third of those being new to the festival. Aikens-Macon is free both this Friday and Saturday, Emily.
Well, speaking of Aikens-Macon, it's going to be another hot one for us. We can anticipate temperatures back in the 90s for this weekend. I'll have a look at when we'll cool back down coming up.
A suspect has been arrested in the Ding Dong Ditch shooting that killed a teen. We're going to have those details right after the break.
You can find ice-cold refreshment right here at Parker's Kitchen. Cool off with a large fountain or frozen drink for just 79 cents. Only at Parker's Kitchen.
It's a great way to start your day with us. I'm Cliff Bennett.
And I'm Mary Klingler on Morning Mix.
Each day, we'll start you off by looking at the latest events.
And talking to the great people that make the CSRA the place to be.
Morning Mix, weekday mornings on News 12 and 26.
The journey to meta.gov to learn more and apply today.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Overnight tonight, temperatures will drop off into the upper 50s for us, very similar to what we saw this morning, right around that 59-degree mark. So if you're sending kids off to the bus stop, a jacket, not a bad idea, but they're not going to need it for long. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day tomorrow. That's going to help us warm up into those 80s again. So here's what we're looking at for our Wednesday. Again, plenty of sunshine, maybe a little bit of cloud cover by the evening, but overall another beautiful day in store for us. Really same for Thursday as well. Starting off nice and dry, plenty of sunshine. Once we hit the afternoon, maybe a few hit or miss showers north of I-20, but nothing widespread, very isolated in pattern for us as we go throughout our Thursday evening. So about a 20% chance there for our Thursday. Sunday is going to be our next chance for some rainfall for us. So we've got a little bit of a break there in those rain chances. So Aikens-Macon, things are looking good for that. 93. That average high temperature come Friday, 94 Saturday, so we are back up a couple of degrees above average for this time of year. We've been well below average for the past several weeks, and we're getting a little bit of that summer back in our forecast again. Those lower to middle 90s for us each afternoon this weekend. Looking at the tropics, we have about a 70% chance of development here just off the coast of Africa. There's a tropical wave going on, and it's expected to organize and strengthen as it moves into some more favorable water, which is more open water and warmer temperatures for us. So something we'll keep a close eye on. We're officially on the letter G, so if that storm does end up becoming more organized and turns into a named storm, Gabriella will be the name of that storm. Again, we'll keep a close eye on it. No impacts as of right now to the United States, but something we'll continue to watch. 80s for tomorrow and Thursday, 86 tomorrow, 89 Thursday, and then we're back in the 90s. 93 Friday, 94 come Saturday. That'll be the warmest day for us. Still sticking with that 90s trend as we get into the end of the week, but things are getting back to below average by the start of next week. Rain chances, though, will start to come into play. We can anticipate an off and on shower throughout our Monday.
A man is charged with a murder in the Back here with a safety alert for those living in Burke County. The sheriff's office says that scammers are targeting the families of people who have recently been arrested. Investigators say the scammers are keeping a close eye on law enforcement websites for recent inmate arrests. Then they're accused of contacting family members pretending to be bondsmen. They demand money over the phone, saying that it's needed to get your loved one out of jail. Once that money is sent, deputies say they disappear. Law enforcement says never send money over the phone to anyone claiming to be a bondsman. Also, check with and use a licensed bondsman, or even call the detention center if you need assistance. McDonald's bringing back the extra value menu. Find out why they say it's a sign of the times. Coming up in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and toss to break, giving you a live look right now at Toronto and your winning lottery numbers.
Tide and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
At Kroger, you never.
The big news on the Big Mac front. McDonald's is bringing back extra value meals to the menu, hoping to lure some families back. Christine Romans explains why this is a sign of the times when it comes to the economy.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu.
The extra value meal is back at the Golden Arches.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
A long-running promotion last offered before the pandemic. Starting September 8th, 8 combo meals the company says will save customers 15% compared with buying an entree, fries, and drink separately. And for a limited time, a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg meal and an $8 Big Mac meal. It's the latest salvo in a value war as big chains offer new deals and discounts to lure inflation-exhausted Americans. McDonald's CEO acknowledging strain among some consumers.
It's really kind of a two-tier economy. Traffic for lower-income consumers is down double digits, and it's because people are either choosing to skip a meal or they're choosing to just eat at home.
Restaurant expert Jonathan Mays says McDonald's price cuts signal a new phase in the year-long value war.
Consumers have seen price increases everywhere. Housing costs are up. It costs more to get a car. It costs more. You've got student loan repayments. You got all of these things that are hitting the U.S. consumer at once, and they're feeling the pinch.
McDonald's planning more deals for November as fast food chains fight for your dollar. Christine Romans, NBC News.
Just ahead, a Grovetown native, a Georgia Southern standout, and now the Atlanta Braves. We're going to take you inside Hayden Harris's debut next in sports.
For over 30 years, I've built my...
On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
Grovetown's Hayden Harris finally got the call, the one he's been chasing since his Warrior days. His next uniform, none other than the Atlanta Braves. He cracked the rotation in the bottom of the seventh and stayed for one only. The relief pitcher put together a 1-2-3 seventh. His first pitch, of course, was a strike. His debut long overdue, especially for a pen that's been riddled by injuries, underperformances, lack of consistency. In the minors, Harris held one of the lowest averages in the Braves farm system. Opponents hitting just 123 against him. He had just 3 earned runs in 48 innings. No surprise to anyone around here, especially not his high school former coach.
You just knew he was special. You know, when I would write out my lineups and Hayden was pitching, you know, we were going to probably win that game. You know, and he just had a live arm. You know, he's a competitor, and that's probably the best thing about him. You know, he's got a little bit of something in him. You know, a little spark that just kind of refuses to get beat. He's just got that grit about him, you know. I mean, if you would have asked me, hey, pick a player who's going to make it to the pros, I would have picked him by far. You know, he's now definitely he's the best player I've ever coached. Probably the most talented as well.
Braves dropped 4-3 against the Cubbies. That call-up happened right around 10:30 in the morning. Another Warrior would be getting a call before the day was done. At 5:30, Simeon Barrow Jr., the defensive lineman from Miami and Michigan State, was signed to the Falcons practice squad. He originally joined the team right after the 2025 draft and was waived at the 53-man cut. The lineman played in all 3 of the Falcons' preseason games, recording a sack, a forced fumble, and 2 tackles. This week's AP poll is out. Georgia moved up 1 to 4th after Texas was knocked down to the 7th spot, and the Gamecocks come in at number 10. The last time Carolina cracked the top 10, the 2014 preseason poll. Carolina is 1-0 after defeating Virginia Tech 24-11 Sunday in Atlanta, outscoring the Hokies 14-3 in the 4th quarter.
Great start to the game, really good finish, some good
in between, not enough of it. But when there was adversity, when a lot of teams could have gotten frustrated, our guys didn't phase them at all. They never flinched, they never blinked, had great poise, played really physical. That was a physical football game on both sides as well. Proud of our guys and the physicality they played with, proud of the effort that they played with. It wasn't always pretty, but you could never question the effort that they were playing with, without a doubt. As I said, great start. Situational football. Feel like we got to be better.
While Tiger fans have been beefing on Twitter, Brian Kelly and Devin Sweeney didn't pull punches at the podium. Saturday's loss to LSU was a third straight loss to start the season for Clemson. As a result, they fell from the 4th spot to 8 in the latest poll. There were 14 unanswered points in the second half. Dabo doesn't feel great about it, but he doesn't think LSU played all that well either. Kelly, of course, disagrees.
It's like getting the final exam day one of class. They made a 65, we made a 58. Neither one of us were great. But the good news is, we got the questions to the test now.
He's either a really good grader for giving himself a 58, or he's a really hard grader on us, or he didn't see the second half, which that might be the case. He might not have wanted to see the second half. They're going to be a team in the hunt for a playoff picture, and we hope we are too. But it was only one game, so I don't know if he's a hard grader or an easy grader, but I like the way we played in the second half.
Well, looking at your what to wear forecast tomorrow, going to be another warm day for us. So expect maybe t-shirt weather. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast one more time coming up.
Your What to Wear forecast is sponsored by Bojangles.
We know
The News 1226 First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
The First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster.
Hurt? Don't settle for less.
The team at George Sink took care of everything. My recovery, $1.5 million.
Go with the name you know and trust.
Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Our Wednesday gonna be a copy and paste from what we saw this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, highs in the middle 80s. We'll stick with the 80s for our Thursday, but 90s return Friday through the weekend. So if you're headed out to Aikens-Macon, going to be a hot afternoon for us. But we'll get back to regular programming by the time we hit the start of next week. Rain chances, though, will be in play both Sunday and Monday, but very isolated showers for us. So things are looking a little bit more like fall as we get into next week.
All right, well, that is going to do it for us. We hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you, Augusta Mitsubishi, for my brand new car.